Hello, hello, hello. This reading is for Capricorn. Um, so I'm using this deck and the After Tarot. All right, so we got first card out here is the Quincux. You know, I listened to astronomers. Sorry, I was trying to find the word in it and I couldn't. And this one guy I watched, the Leo King. He just like talks about these different words and phrases or what have you having to do with astronomy, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? So this deck is kind of fun. The Quincux, it says complexity, and it says irritates, puzzles, mystifies, complicates, contradicts, clashes, misses the mark, requires translation, adjust, make curious, educates, transform. So my understanding of it is basically like things that don't really mesh are kind of getting thrown together due to their alignments, and that's what forms a quincunx. I don't know. I feel like it has to be at least 3 or more like opposing. Normally oppositions is like 2, but this is like multiple coming in together. So to further explain that, we have the Queen of Swords. So to be honest, I pulled the Queen of Swords and I was like, I feel like I need more information. And then of course I got these 3 cards with it, and I was like, God damn it. No pun intended, because that's the devil. And the Hierophant in reverse. But that's always like overwhelming for me when I get a bunch of cards at once and I gotta read them together. So this Queen of Swords, she almost looks like that. Like, ugh, why are you doing this to me? That's one way to look at it. But another way to look at it is she's just like, oh my God, what is that? What is that on top of my sword? Oh my God, it's a butterfly. Oh my God. And she's like holding out her other hand like, don't move, don't move, don't move. So it's like, I'm getting like this conflicting energy of, and it's not that it's like a battle or anything. It's like you're feeling conflicting things, like, and they're all valid. So it's like you're trying to sort it out. And it's hard for you to sort it out because they're valid in their own right. So we have the 4 cups in reverse, the devil, and the Hierophant in reverse all together here. So I'm feeling like the conflicting energy that you're feeling has to do with your home life, or like I'm hearing integrating your inner and outer. So like your inner is like this, you know, the stuff that some people have an inner dialogue, your thoughts, the things that you kind of like have and you acknowledge because you're you, but you may not necessarily share it with anyone. And then your outer life, I think, is taking a back burner to that. You're really taking like an introspective look on, hold on, I feel like I need to turn this down. I'm gonna get dinged for this on YouTube, but I really don't give a fuck. I'm gonna get dinged for swearing also. I don't give a fuck. I'm so tired of the censorship. I'm so tired of the bullshit. I'm not big enough for it to really be a big deal anyway. As far as like my views and stuff like that. So this is what it is for right now. Anyway, I think that kind of coincides with this. It's like you're trying to like play the game. You're trying to do what you're supposed to do. But at the same time, you're like, no, fuck that bullshit. Because I'm just going to go ahead and do what I do and vibe the way I vibe. And oh, well, if my content gets demonetized. Oh my god, my content's demonetized. Woohoo, whatever. Like your content doesn't even make it to the point to be monetized. Yeah, I'm talking about me right now. I shouldn't be, but I am. But others can relate because you're out there like really speaking your truth, because the Queen of Swords, she's holding the sword of truth. And there's a fucking butterfly on the tip of that, which is like, I choose you. That's what that butterfly is saying. I choose you. And you're like, oh my god. And this is a queen. This is a fucking queen. She's already chosen, right? But she, by this insignificant creature that has a super short lifespan and a very simple life as far as ideology goes, you know, they live, they procreate, and they die. And it's not a long time period. But when we see a fucking butterfly, we're like, oh my god, it's so pretty, it's so beautiful, it's so amazing, oh my god. I mean, not everyone, but for sure, this queen is thinking that. And she's a queen. So it's like, there's levels to this shit, right? And, with the devil in the upright here, and the Hierophant in reverse, I feel like it's saying you see the hypocrisy, and you're just like trying not to judge it. Especially nowadays with a lot of like content that's coming out, right? That's coming out with artists, especially musicians, where they have the platform to be artistic and be controversial. It's pretty popular now to like hop on this like Satan worshiping, or like being like showing imagery of like demons, or I don't know, just like iconography that, like, I mean, this is tarot, okay? This is tarot. Most normies, let's call them normies, are like considered tarot bad and evil and an abomination. And it's like, where do you get those fucking ideas? Where do you get those ideas? Like, really ask yourself. Okay, you're saying those things and you feel like you believe them, but like, why? Like, what grounding do they have? What root do they have? Like, where did that really come from? Because these are just cards, and they're just images on a card. And the meanings that are behind them are whatever the fuck you want them to be. Now, you can say, okay, this is the Hierophant, this is what it means, da 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 da, because that's what, you know, the history of the tarot says. But I can look at this card and decide whatever the fuck I want and say, this is what this is saying. And that's exactly what I'm doing as a tarot reader. So normally the devil card's talking about like addictions or bad behaviors or energy and behaviors that don't serve you or that keep you trapped, keep you from progressing, and it's like control. And I'm just seeing this, but like look at, I don't know if you can see this, but his hand, he's doing the fucking Vulcan, the Vulcan symbol, which is like almost like we come in peace. I don't know if you know anything about Star Trek, but like Vulcans are like so logical that they took it to like a spiritual level. But it's weird because they try to void out their emotions, and that is their Achilles heel. Which, again, if you know anything about Star Trek, you know that the Spock is half human and half Vulcan, so he has this conflict all the time with like emotions, but he also has the upbringing of being a Vulcan and being like logical, but it's not logical how they're able to do like the Vulcan grip and like mind meld. Like that's so spiritual, and it's just like they've decided, they put a label on it and they put a package on it, and they're like, no, this is how Vulcans do shit. So it's not emotional, but it's like emotional to like the 50 millionth degree, and that's why they're the only ones that are able to do it, because they're actually really, really, really emotional because they suppress it so much. So I feel like this is talking about, it's either saying that you've decided that you're not going to judge yourself and others and situations and paint them a certain way and color them a certain way, and you know, as far like the Hierophant in reverse is like, you're not gonna agree to that dogma. You're not gonna agree to like the way the rules are and the system and like the status quo. Like you're going your own fucking way and you're finding your own fucking way. And then to further drive that home, this fucking card, I've been just using this deck lately a lot. And almost every reading, whether I've posted it or just private, this card keeps fucking coming out. And this card is talking about the unknown, the unknowable, ESP, psychic abilities, the cosmos, universal truth, oneness, source, I don't know what that says, unamable? I don't know what that means. Shadow work, inner knowing, tingling ghost, other worlds, space, enigmas, the occult, intuition. This card keeps coming out. And it's like, what the fuck? But, clearly it's trying to drive it home that I think, especially you, but you watching this reading, but I think a lot of people, whether they want to acknowledge it or not, they might even think it in private, and it might be like a fleeting thought that you don't necessarily remember the thought exactly, but it embeds itself. It's still there, and it's like it's there. So this is like non-judging, like just really taking things for what they are and seeing past the dogma, seeing past you know, what you were told, this is how it is and this is how it should be. Just seeing past all that and just really just trying to like accept it for what it is, and not and trying not to judge it. This is further driving that home. Because you're connecting with source. This when you allow things to be as they are, and you don't try to categorize things, and you don't try to shape things and color things, or say, well, this is what this is and that's what that is, and this is the only way you can do this, and you can only eat these kind of foods and that's the only way you can be healthy, or this is the only kind of lifestyle you can have and that's the only way to be good. It's just like you're just throwing all of those ideologies and judgments out the window, because you're coming into power and connecting with the truest version of yourself, which is source. And then to further explain that is the 5 of Cups in the reverse. And the 5 of Cups in the upright talks about you not paying attention because you're so focused on what you don't have, and you're not paying attention to what you do have. Also, this is the after tarot. So there's this guy back here needing help, and this person is just not paying attention at all. And that, who knows what's going to happen to that person. Also, there's a bridge back here to a castle, which is like safety, security and home and all that stuff. And there's clouds like clouding the vision. This is in reverse. It's saying you're letting go of all that shit. You're seeing things for what they are. And even if you don't know what they are, you're just observing and trying to be the impartial observer. And recognizing what you have versus what you lost. Because when you come at it from that mindset, when you lose something, it's not really losing something. It's removing something so that it allows space for you to do something else, or for something else to come into that, so that you can experience something else, or learn something else, or be something else, or whatever. And then we got the Pisces coming out here. And this is like, it says the mystic. So we got complexity, mystery, and the mystic. I feel like this is like a very internal journey, but it's starting to reflect in your 3D reality. And obviously the Pisces is a water sign. In tune with their emotions, they're very imaginative, compassionate, empathetic, mystical, magical, allowing, and then not judging yourself for being like emotional about something, or not trying to, again, categorize things. That's part of that allowing thing. If you do suddenly feel emotional about something, you're just letting it be what it is, and then trying to look at it as if you're coming from outside of yourself and looking inward. Well, it's not as if that's what you're doing. But it also can get to a place where you might be a little bit impractical, and that could lead towards the negative. And then to further explain that is the Page of Swords and the Chariot in reverse. Excuse me. So with the Page of Swords, okay, so the Page of Swords here is, whenever I see a character holding a single sword, to me that's telling me it's the sword of truth. And he's looking at this like, what is this? What is this? How can I use this? This is like he's looking at it like he's never seen it before. I think you're starting to see the truth, not only in yourself, but in your actions, in your thoughts, and then as it manifests in your reality, you see that manifestation, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, I guess this is a thing now. And again, that comes from you allowing things to be as they are, and not trying to judge them. Now with the Chariot in reverse, I definitely feel like this is talking about an inward vision, like an inward sight. This reading has nothing to do with anyone but you. And that comes up a lot in my readings. This is an inward journey that you're having, and it's reflecting in your outer life. And it's weeding out the people that can't function and can't be in that energy, so therefore they won't be. With the Chariot card in reverse, it's the journey you're taking is an inward journey. You're not going anywhere. You're not trying to be anything. You're just really reflecting and noticing and paying attention to things that were always there. But it's like you're seeing it for the first time, like how he's looking at this sword. It's like you're seeing it for the first time because you're actually like paying attention to it. And you're like, oh, okay, this is a thing. All right, so final messages. We got Cardi B in the background talking about money moves. So I think this might be how it might be coming about in your outside world is you're finding new avenues and new ways to make money, because you're not confining yourself to a certain way of making money. It could be like maybe if you have a regular 9-to-5 job, or like not necessarily 9 to 5, but like a normal type of job where you work like 8-hour day, 40-hour week type shit. I think you might be starting to realize different ways where you can make money and do different things. Really expressing that entrepreneurial spirit. And that's definitely Capricorn energy. Capricorns are bosses, and they're leaders, and especially when it comes to like professionalism and work ethics, they're very grounded and very strategical, and they care about the persona that they put out, that others see that they're putting out, as far as like business goes. Like they're professional minded, even if they are like a free spirit and allowing and all that stuff. I was like, can we get some cards here? All right. These two cards were like up here. We got the Four of Pentacles and the Moon card in reverse for final messages. This is a Major Arcana card. This is not a Major Arcana card, but this is the After Tarot. I think this is saying, don't hold on too tight to your money. Don't live in that lack mentality. And I think that's something you might be struggling with, because when you say it loud or think to yourself, I don't have a lot of money, I'm poor, I can't afford this, I can't do this because I don't have the money, I have to save. People think saving is a good thing, and it is counterintuitive. Like, saving for a specific thing is cool, it makes sense, like you have a goal and you're working towards it, and that's that. But saving just to save is basically saying that you don't have enough money. So you need to make sure you have some money put aside in case you need it. Which the idea of in itself sounds like it's a good idea, but what you're actually saying is that you don't have enough money. And it doesn't matter how much money you save, you're still going to think you don't have enough money. Because if you came to a point where you had to use that savings that you had, you would be freaking out and be like, oh my God, I don't have the savings. What happens if something happens and I don't have any money? It's a death sentence. And when you put money above everything, or not just money, but like finances or whatever it is that you consider that you need and that makes you abundant, if you put that over everything, that will be the death of you. And then with the moon card here in reverse, this is the after chair. So hold on, let me just look at this in the upright. They're barking at her like, what the fuck are you doing here, bitch? Like, they're barking at her like, hey, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. Even the crab's like, hey, mine. And she's just like, psh, totally not phased, moon phases. With that in the reverse, I feel like you're blocking yourself from the truth with these two cards. You're blocking yourself by the mentality that you have of feeling like you don't have enough and you need to put something aside. Even though in the moment, in the now, you absolutely have enough. He's got 4 big ass coins. He doesn't look like he's skinny. He doesn't look like he's starving. Doesn't look like he's thirsty. Sitting on a block or whatever. Got fancy clothes. Shoes, like his clothes aren't torn. He's even got a crown. But he's so worried about his wealth that he doesn't even realize what he has. And he doesn't realize that death is creeping up behind him, about to chop his head off. And what happens when that happens? He's dead and the coins are still there. As well as all the things that he has, his clothing, his health, all that's just gone. Well, his health is gone because he'll be dead, but the material things will still be there. So I think it's saying be really careful about this balancing act that is a constant thing when you're talking about getting in touch with your spiritual self, with source, with and Pisces are very Pisces came up, so you know, you may have Pisces in your chart. This may be somebody in your close circle that might be teaching you some things about yourself, that might be Pisces or have like Piscean energy. I think you're having a hard time getting out of this old mindset of lack, which I think that's honestly a theme that most of us can relate to in this day and age, especially with everything going on with the economy. And it just feels so good to know that you have money in the bank and you have a way to pay for something if you need to. Even if it's something stupid like buying toilet paper. Like, that's the worst feeling when you don't got any money in the bank and like you're about to run out of toilet paper, right? You're just like, do I have napkins? Oh no, I don't have any napkins. Oh, I guess I gotta use a towel. Okay, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I feel like this is like everyday shit that like normal people probably deal with, right? but no one ever really wants to talk about it. And I think that's what's happening here, is like, you feel like you don't want to talk about it because it'll show that you're vulnerable, show that you're weak, show that you're lacking. But it's something that everyone goes through. And I feel like you are your own worst enemy when it comes to this, because it's up to you how you want to create your reality. Because whether you realize it or not, whether you're intentionally trying to do it or not, you are creating your reality. And when you live in a constant state of lack mentality, you will always be blocking the blessings that are coming towards you, because what you're putting out is that you don't have enough, or you're not good enough, or you need more. So that's more of what you'll get back, because that is how reality works. That is how manifestation works. And it doesn't matter if you're not trying to do that, because that is what you're doing when you exist in this lack mentality state. And the moon card in the upright talks about hidden truths coming to light. But with it being in reverse, again, it's like you're blocking yourself. All right, so that's my reading for Capricorn, and I really hope that resonated, and I hope that made sense and you got something out of it in some way, shape, or form, even if it didn't make sense or resonate with you. I really do hope that listening to this will help you grow and flourish in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for viewing my content, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night or whatever. All right, bye.